Alright class, mic's on, we're about to flip the script. This is the Takeover Class of Culture, a student-led podcast where curiosity sets the table and culture is always on the menu. Here, young voices flip the script on who leads the learning, and in our classroom, we explore culture, identity, and the heart of it all, what does community mean to you? From shared meals to shared struggles, nothing's off the table. Pull up a chair, this is where learning gets real.
First joined school for the very first time, we always thought, I don't want to do school anymore. School is boring. School is
Yeah.
But now you realize you're in year 12 and you're like, damn, I'm going to miss this place a lot.
Yeah, because knowing that you made like a lot of memories here and your memories will like always remain here even if you're not here anymore.
It's just, I don't know.
It's pretty sad.
Everyone just says, I don't know why people come here, and then you finally realize after so many years, you realize that school does mean something, but you took everything for granted and you just...
Yeah, we were all so young that we didn't really think much. But now that we're older, you start to realize.
You realize that school means something. It helps you.
It also like creates I don't know, social impact on like other people.
School can create a massive impact. It could create,
It can also create social harmony, even if you're like with your friends or teachers, anyone you get along with, really.
This is the Takeover. In this final episode, we're talking about leaving high school, what it means, what we've learnt, and how we carry our communities with us. First, you'll hear some final cuts of advice from some of the adults in our community. Then we'll take you back to our classroom for some final reflections.
Any advice for young people in terms of like career paths or pathway options?
Not career paths, but one thing I would say is just follow your dreams and back yourself. If it doesn't work out, at least you know you've had a go, and you can put those skills that you've learned along the way into getting it right the next time or the next time or the next time. Just follow your dreams. Don't get beat down by society and do what you just think you have to do. If you don't follow who you are and be true to yourself, you'll always have regrets, I feel.
100%. Wait, those are beautiful words. Thank you, bro. I really appreciate you sharing that.
Of course.
Really appreciate it.
It's been good to talk with you as
Always,
well,
man.
of course.
You're always welcome,
I'll be sure to come by again.
One of the barbers, Nick, is potentially thinking of apprenticing somebody, which is how you get into barbering, right?
Yes.
So I guess that's not the same with all jobs, right? But can you talk to us about how do you become a barber?
Well, to become a barber, you really gotta put in the interest, put in time. That's the most important thing. You really gotta be obsessed with this type of industry. You get, for example, oh man, I wanna do a haircut, but how do I get better in that haircut? Mm-hmm. So then you become obsessed with that haircut, right? Mm-hmm. And then in the time you put in the work to just repeat every time.
Oh, good.
So once you get better, then you can kind of see your progress, because that's just how it is, practice.
Yeah.
So you get your practice in, and you can
get stuck with it. You keep learning.
Yeah,
from it. You
and
master
then
yourself.
it starts to you start to become natural to you.
Right.
And then once you get to do that, then you can kind of maybe I can cut some of my friends here. Mm-hmm. So you can kind of start with that.
Yeah.
Your friends, family, all that stuff. And then one day maybe you can talk to the local barbershop around your area and be like, hey man, I've been doing this in my house on my own. Mm-hmm. So that shows initiative. Mm-hmm.
We like that word.
Yeah.
We like that word. Yes, we do. Initiative. So essentially, Luke's number one advice is going to be, if you want to start any hustle, you just start doing it.
Yes.
You start doing it.
That's it.
And then once you start doing it, because you realize, all right, I'm into this. Yeah. I've started doing it. Okay, let me go see if I can get a job doing this. Mm-hmm. Let me go and see if somebody's going to give me an opportunity to do this. Mm-hmm. And the way that barbering works is exactly like that. You have to have somebody teach you. Mm. It would be a really good option for you because it is like that. It's an apprenticeship model. Mm-hmm. It's learning with your hands on the job. You get to ask questions as you go.
Yes.
It's a great way to learn. because it's not just sitting at a desk reading or whatever, which is not everyone's learning style. Some people, we really need to be able to work with our hands. Yeah?
Right.
And then ask questions from there.
Yes. Yeah, questions is very important in the barber industry because you've been watching, so mostly it's about watching and then the physical, like, you know, on hands. But when you ask that question, like, hey, how did you do that, like, sort of fade, or how did you do that line? And they'll be like, oh, perfect, I can show you right now. And then you kind of like see how it do, and then tell you how it's done throughout the process, throughout the haircut. So like in questions, like there's no like dumb questions. Anything is a good question.
And you're always open to learning. See, do you know what makes Luke the best barber in the world?
Yeah.
Is how humble he is.
One quick question.
Yeah.
How can I get a job from at a food festival within the Canterbury Bankstown region?
So are you looking at within, like working alongside council or just working in a food festival?
Whenever there's like a little event like within the area, so the like example Bankstown Bites, is there any chance to do any hiring before the event even begins?
Yeah, definitely. Well, there's always opportunity for volunteering. Volunteering is a really great way to see what you like to do and how to get your foot through the door. So I can give you a particular option, and that would be volunteering like the youth sector and the youth team. So what you do is you can send me an email. My name's Michelle O'Connor. I'm the Youth Development Officer for Canterbury Bankstown Council. I can give you my email and we can have a chat about it, and you can see what options there are. There's so many options, so many avenues in terms of volunteering. So you can help a food store, you can help like with registrations. Yeah.
Can I just say that was really, the questions were really good.
Yeah.
I can tell you did your research on it. It was amazing.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of the questions weren't close-ended questions where it was just yes or no. It invited us to talk about what we do, about culture, community. So, yeah, give yourself a round of applause for that. The questions were really good. And you made us feel comfortable in the interview, which is always nice.
Yep,
Yeah.
fair.
Natural.
That's
And
right.
I also want to say thank you, for coming to our school, because this is what made us come over here. And
Yeah, that's right. And we've been able to, I think, boys, what we've been able to do is we've been able to really do some really explicit learning about how to build meaningful relationships with people who clearly care. You know, the boys came in, they shared their knowledge with us. We've invited them into our space, and they extended that invitation, and now we're in their space. You know, and this is what it means to build meaningful and genuine, connections with people, to build community around you.
Because I noticed you took a big interest in all this stuff when you walked in,
Yeah.
all the lights and the cameras.
Love technology.
Yeah, you love it. Yeah.
Yeah. And that's his job. And, so with the podcast, so this is their work experience program. So I'm their work experience teacher, and the podcast that we're building is for work experience goals. The stage 6 syllabus is actually called Work and the Community. The idea is that, yes, we know that obviously, part of the work syllabus is being able to write a CV, being able to do those kind of skills, some of the skills that you guys talked about, and also some of the skills that they learn about when they go to TAFE on a Friday. And also it's the community part. Because we know, well, how did you guys get a job here, right? Like, it's not, it's not, that's not a bad thing. That's community, that's connections.
That's how it works.
That's how it works, And I know that when people meet the boys, they love the boys. They want to go over, they want to extend themselves for the boys.
Yeah.
They want to give them an opportunity, And that's what it is. It's about creating those connections so that people, even if you need a little extra support in getting there because it's your first job, or if somebody cares about you, they'll bring you on and they'll help you succeed.
This is Donatello. Leaving high school feels a little tense, as it will be the end of the same routine that I have been following for the last 6 years. But I am hopeful that it will open new opportunities for me and in turn help me find out where I want my future to go. One thing I've learnt about myself is that I'm able to push through tough situations. I never had the confidence to do so before moving to high school, but as I get closer to facing the real world, I have realised how necessary it is. I'll carry what I've learnt by using the skills and lessons I was taught to guide me through new challenges. These will help me make better decisions and continue building towards my goals.
Hey, it's Leonardo. What I feel as I leave high school is I'm going to miss school as a whole. Every lesson that I found boring, fun, interesting, or even excursion, I'm no longer going to experience those moments anymore. School isn't just learning about some math lecture. It's about looking back and seeing what to improve. Sitting in your usual spot in recess or play a game of cards during a free period, I'm going to miss school. One thing that I've learnt about myself is that in some occasions, I only have to worry about myself. I've never wanted people to think I was selfish. I care about my friends and peers, but I got to take care of myself before I help someone else. Leaving high school is exciting, but also scary. I've learnt that I actually have a voice that matters. If I wasn't ready to leave school, I would use my voice to communicate about how I would feel about leaving school.
Hey, it's Michelangelo. What I feel as I leave school is excited, while also at the same time a little anxious. And I hope for the well-experienced job events that will happen in the future. One thing I've learned about myself is I made my subject about Naruto interesting by asking different questions. And my voice during this podcast project was strong, determined, and filled with cadence. Leaving high school is exciting, but also scary. I've learned that I actually have a voice that matters when I speak up in community. By asking different questions, people will start to show interest.
Community to me is a space where people choose to be in a place of accountability and care and love. Love in the sense of, as M. Scott Peck via Bell Hooks defines love. And love under that definition means to nurture the spiritual growth of one or another person.
Hey, it's me, Leonardo. You would have heard this guy's voice throughout the podcast. That's our work ed teacher, Madden, aka Master Splinter. This is where learning takes a U-turn.
Hey everyone, this is the boys' teacher. They call me Master Splinter, but my name's Madden. This isn't their official report, it's my reflection on how each of them has grown through this project. Michelangelo, you've grown immensely. Like Naruto and like the Irish liminal archetypes, you've learned to harness your sensitivity to create meaningful connections, and I hope you continue to lead your own self-development in the future. Leonardo, keep using your voice to create space for others, especially those whose voices go unheard. That courage to speak is your strength and it will carry you far. Donatello, your imperfections are what make you strong, and the lessons you keep from your struggles are what make you brave. Keep going, because your strength and your growth comes from the way you face difficulty head on. Shredder, your resilience has brought you this far, and it's admired by everyone around you. Keep leaning into exactly what being an autodidact is, becoming your own teacher and not waiting for anyone to hand you the next step. Raphael, as the youngest in the group, you've already shown wisdom and resilience beyond your years. Keep growing into the role as peer mentor. Your example will keep lifting those around you. And now let's hear from the boys as they assess me in their own words against the Australian Professional Teaching Standard number 1, Know Your Students.
This is Donatello. Madden knows me extremely well, which has helped him understand the way I like to learn. It's made his teaching more encouraging and effective, and has allowed me to stay engaged and get better results from work.
Hey, it's Leonardo. Madden knows me very well. I'm really good at naming country flags. I like attending events in and out of school, and I know how to use ChatGPT as a tool. He uses the things I like and uses them as a learning opportunity, and that makes him a good teacher. He's really good at telling me things that I may struggle in, and he condenses it into a more straightforward answer.
Hey, it's Michelangelo. Madden knows me very well. He has given me strategies to calm me down when I am feeling overwhelmed or my anxiety takes over. He has given me ways to focus, such as listening to music while I work and being very patient. That makes him a better teacher because it suits me as a student.
We know we've had a lot of conversations about Naruto.
Yeah, a lot.
Yeah? Rock Lee had his ankle weights. Naruto had his headband.
Yeah.
Now, I want to give you this.
Wow.
This headband is a reminder that, like them, you carry your struggles and your strength.
Wow.
And you've been training for these moments.
Yeah.
And I want you to hold on to this and always remember who you are and never forget who you are.
Thank you.
Congratulations, mate.
Thank you.
Yeah, put it on. Put it on.
Yeah.
It's just like in the Karate Kid, right?
I know. And any reflections to say?
Yeah. I'm going to become the greatest Hokage ever, the #1 ninja ever, so that everyone in the village will stop disrespecting me and look up to me as somebody important.
Yes!
Wow.
We acknowledge the Gadigal and Wangal peoples who are the traditional custodians of the land we learn on. We wish to acknowledge their elders past and present, and to acknowledge that Aboriginal people have and continue to be the first and primary knowledge holders, protectors and sharers of these lands. We wish to extend that respect to all Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander people listening in. As our podcast is focused on community, we wish to further acknowledge that First Nations people and cultures have much to teach us about community. You got a job, can't get a job, can't get a motherfucking job. A job, a job, a job, a job. Can't get a job, can't get a job, can't get a motherfucking job.
Someone